Hi, my name's Cheese, and welcome to another Fossil Sweeper Progress Update video. If you haven't heard of the project before, you can find an overview here, but the TLDR is, it's like Minesweeper, but you're digging up fossils, and you get to build skeletons out of the stuff you find. For the past month or so, I've been continuing to work on dig phase environment backgrounds. Since I took a break last week to talk to Fossil Sweeper's composer, Peter Silk, this video will be covering the previous month as well. Dig phase environments have come a long way over the past couple of months. From the beginning of the project, I'd envisaged having the game's dig sites feel like they take place in outdoor environments. Early on, a patch of dirt with some grass and rocks floating in the void was enough of an indicator, but as the rest of the game has taken shape, it's increasingly standing out as something that doesn't have as good presentation as other aspects of the game. Some time back, I painted some little thumbnail studies exploring the kinds of things I'd like to see in backgrounds, and it's exciting to be finally able to realise some of that in-game. After updating the dig phase to load the ground plane and Heightmap implementation I showed experiments with a couple of videos ago, I added some code to dynamically remove vertices and leave a perfect sized hole for the dig site's tiles. I updated the Heightmap shader to treat the middlemost pixel of the Heightmap as ground level, which gives a little more height resolution to work with than having the neutral grey be a medium height. To help explore what each would need, I made some quick height maps for each biome, and it immediately revealed that my placeholder sand dune and snowbank meshes were unnecessary. While doing that, I updated the data structures I'm using to store biome details to separate ground, height map, background, sky, and doodad sets so that I can manage all of that stuff more modularly. All biomes now have ambient light to fill in shadows nicely. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way to prevent the sky property of Godot's environment class from affecting ambient lighting, so I've had to make some compromises in order to have a blue sky above trees in the rainforest biome, while also having green ambient light that makes it feel like it's under the tree canopy. With all that in place, I gave avatar pathing a little attention and created a ring of waypoints following the shaped contour of the dig site that the avatar can follow. I'll probably tweak it some more, but it's much nicer than having them walk around the square boundary surrounding the dig site. It's a small thing, but I'm surprised at how much it contributes in terms of making the avatar feel like they're a part of things. Since the height map only uses a black and white image, I packed that into the red channel of an RGB image and updated the height map shader with a quick and dirty implementation that allows the blue channel to control the presence of water. Since I wanted to use the water for more than just the ocean, it still uses the height from the red channel and uses the intensity of the blue channel to indicate how deep the water is under that. I added some quick and dirty wave behaviour to the shader, and at last the beach biome finally looks beachish. With that done, I updated the shader to use the green channel intensity to control the colour used for the ground, and I use this to allow rock faces to poke through snow in the snowy mountain biome, and for sand to fill in the gaps between rocks at the beach. I was also able to make a start on more final doodads. The existing doodad implementation doesn't really take into account the height map yet, but before I tackle that, I wanted to work out what my constraints look like. The placeholder grass mesh looked terrible from above, so I wanted to give that some attention first. I made a range of grass meshes with different poly counts to replace the placeholder grass in the savanna biome, and I was surprised at how much more like grass I was able to get the same texture with a different kind of presentation and a few more polygons. Some of these are a little too heavy for the current implementation, but since you can only get an overview close to the diggable region, I should be able to use higher detail meshes there and lower detail meshes in the distance for better performance. Last but not least, I took some time to start exploring biome iconography. These will show up in the practice menu and in the dig site details during the map phase. Ideally, I would like to rely more heavily on iconography than words when possible, so setting a style that feels right for the game is an important step towards the GUI overhaul that I have planned down the track. A very big thank you to the supporters going by on screen at the moment. Their support has helped me eat while making this game, and I am so very thankful. A huge thanks also to Screen Tasmania for supporting this project with a small grant. Anyway, that's about it for today. If you'd like to keep track of development or try the playable prototype, you can find some links in the description. And if you're super keen to check out what we talked about here today, I make early test builds available to my supporters on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and goodbye!